there you are. Today I'm making a simple pudding for the servants' hall. I call it Eve's pudding, but it goes by many different names. Whatever its name, it is delicious. For this recipe, you will need apples, breadcrumbs, brandy, raisins, eggs, and milk. Mr. Vert's chosen me some lovely looking apples today. It can be a constant battle between cook and gardener because they like to produce for size rather than flavour, and the best things often end up in the shows. The last head gardener was sacked, I think, partly because the best things ended up in shows. Mr. Vert is far more attentive. My advice to any aspiring cook is to be firm but friendly to get the gardener on your side. Any apple will work for this recipe, so long as it's good for eating and not just cooking. I like a nice well-rounded flavour, and these are Ribston pippins. This recipe also includes raisins. If your raisins are very large, then you will need to chop them as well. We buy the raisins already prepared, de-stoned and picked, de-stalked. But that does mean that they are more expensive. When I first started as a maid in my brother's house, preparing the dried fruit was one of my main jobs. I'm now going to beat my eggs and then put in all the ingredients. The raisins and the breadcrumbs. And I'm going to add the milk just to loosen the mixture. You probably won't use all of the milk, so just put in a little at a time. Now, I wouldn't normally add brandy to a servant's dish, but as I'm making this for the upper servants' table, and this evening that includes myself, Mr. Lincoln, Mrs. Warwick, and Miss Justice, Lady Braybrook's maid, I think I can afford to add just a little. When I worked under Mr. Fradden in Lord Townsend's kitchen, we used to make a similar dish to this called Duke of Cumberland's pudding. It was richer, it had suet and spices. Mary Ann tells me that in Yorkshire, Eve's puddings are smaller, a steamed sponge but with no apple. And Sylvia thought I was making something called Mother Eve's pudding. It's interesting that there are so many similar dishes with different names. As this is for the servants, I'm just going to put it into a plain pudding basin. And now that I've greased it, I shall put in my mixture. My cloth is already damp and has been floured, so I shall lay it on with a fold so the pudding can expand and tie it tightly. This needs 3 hours to boil, so Mary Ann will have to keep an eye on it. It mustn't boil dry or the basin will crack. This has been bubbling away while I've been getting on with other things. I'm now going to take it out. And remove the cloth. And now turn it out. If this was for the family, I would serve it with a wine sauce. But as it's for the servants, I think custard. There you are, a perfect dish for a servant's supper. Eve's pudding.